Hey there, Gina Perry with VAI here. Today we're going to talk about 3 things you maybe didn't know about S2K, and I'm also going to tell you where to go to find out more. So we're going to start with S2K workflow alerts. You may know that these exist, but did you know that there are 132 of them available in the latest release? I'll show you where to go to find them. Under your Cross Applications menu, you'll drop that down, and right below in the interfaces, you'll see a workflow alerts folder. You can go right into maintain workflow alerts, select the company in which you're working, and then your trigger name. You're not expected to necessarily know these, so we're just going to go ahead and search here, and this will list out all of them for you. Now note you have an Excel export at the top, so if you want, dump it out into Excel, send it to the team, say, hey, which one of these alerts would you like to know about? What would you like to know what happens in S2K? And set those up for your team members. But otherwise, you're going to start with a PARCO for customer orders, PO for purchase orders. A real easy way to sort through those to see what modules you're looking for, or you can just simply type a word in the description and find what you're looking for. So I'm going to grab the add new customer alert. First thing you're going to do is type in the email address that you want the alert to go to. If you already have one set up, you would search that and just select it, by the way. That's how you would make a change. So again, you may know workflow alerts exist, but did you know that we can also create a to-do and notify you? And I'll show you where those to-dos show up in addition to sending you an email. And in version 6.3, we're integrated with Twilio, so we can send an SMS text message to you or even your customers. So if you're interested in that, reach out. I'll show you more. But in the meantime, for setting this alert up, you simply put in your recipient name and a from email. The from email has to be a legitimate email on your system, right? So if your company is vai.net, you need to have an email that is a valid email. Now, in my prior life, I would set up one that was, VAI at abccompanies.com, and then just it was a no reply, unmonitored email. If you don't have that, though, that's okay. Just put yours in. Your email is a valid email address on your domain, so you can use that. I do recommend, though, in the from name, instead of actually putting a name, put what the alert is about. That way, when anybody gets these in their inbox, it's real easy to see in the name field. It'll just say, oh, new customer alert. I know what it is. I don't have to open it. Okay, so then identify if you want an SMS, create a to-do or send email. They're not mutually exclusive. If you do SMS in the future, you will be putting a cell phone number in there, and that's how we'll notify you. If we're doing it to your customers, there's a different setup option. So again, I'll show you that in another video or reach out and I'll be happy to demo that for you. So we go ahead and just hit enter to submit it. And now anytime a new customer is added, I will receive the notification based on how I selected to be notified. Okay. So if I'm using the to-do systems in S2K and I'm not using the Smart Center, I simply click the to-do button at the top and it will list out all of my to-dos. To do, right? I can drill into it. I can enter a resolution. I can enter any notes. I can complete it and close it out. So the nice thing about using the trigger alerts with to-dos is that there is a record of who received it and what they did about it, right? So we have that record, which is nice to have. Now, if you're using Smart Center, when you log in to Smart Center user environment, your alerts are going to be right there on your home page in your alert widget. So real easy to find. And from right there, same thing, you can edit, close, or delete if you're allowed. Okay, still thing, we're tracking the history there. All right, what about the fax email inquiry? Number 2 on my list today. Do you know that there is a fax email inquiry in S2K? So you can actually verify that those things you're sending out through the system are going out. So under the cross applications menu directly, there's a fax email history inquiry. When you open it up, it will default to your company and your user ID. So here's everything that I've done in my demo system, right? I can look at even the by recipient, right? So you have recipient up at the top as a filter. I can type in someone's name, right? So maybe I emailed Mike Smith and I want to search for everyone named Mike Smith or Mike, I can do so. Or maybe I want to see everything that has gone out of the system, regardless of the user ID. So I clear the user ID out and it shows me everything, right? Again, other filters still work, so I'm just going to go ahead and say, regardless of who sent it to GP, show it to me, right? If I want the techie details behind what was sent out, I simply drill into it and it gives me that email information. Now you'll see that in my system, they're all failed. They don't like us blasting out a bunch of emails and fake invoices to people in our demo system. So in your real life environment, hopefully those will all be sent successfully. Under the FE column, that just identifies if it's fax or email. And at any point in time, if you need to just show someone what you've been sending them, you can print that list and send it off and say, I've been sending you these. You really are getting my invoices. Now, number 3, custom menu. Did you know that you have the option to create and or change your menu options? Now, this is more of a techie tool. So not something that everybody is going to use, right? But let's say you want that fax email history inquiry that we just were in under cross apps. We want to move that up to where a normal day-to-day user can access it. I could go in and give them access to just the cross apps folder and just that particular menu option, or I can just simply move the fax email history inquiry, or rather copy it up to another menu that they already have in frequent. So I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, down under the tape miscellaneous functions, you're going to see under miscellaneous function a menu create and change option. So be careful in here. Again, you may not know what these menu options are called in the background. That's okay. Just simply do a search and we're going to show you all of the menu names and description. You can certainly scroll through the list or just type what it is you're looking for. So I'm looking for the fax email inquiry and I want to copy it. So you're going to see it's on the cross apps XA0000. That's the main menu, right? If I drill into that, it's going to tell me the exact name of the program that I want to call from that menu option. So the fax email history inquiry, you're going to see is right here. It is a program type, a PGM, and the object that it calls is XAINFE. So I'm just going to copy that. And then what I'm going to do is go back in and say, I'm going to put this on my, maybe my AR inquiry menu, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and search for receivables, try to find my AR inquiry. Most of the way down the list, you're going to see it's AR0030. That's my menu that I want to put it on. So I'm just going to drill right into it. And here's a list of everything that's on it. And I'm just going to go to the bottom and add my fax email inquiry. Okay, call it what you want to call it. It was a PGM, if you recall, a program, and it was the object name. And then I'm going to go ahead and give it a little description. And it's an inquiry, and I hit enter, and I saved it, and now it's there. However, because of S2K security and menu security options, I do need to authorize my users to that menu option, just like you would anytime any other programs are added to your menus. So if I look up here, you'll see under AR inquiry, it's not visible. So let's go down and give me access to that menu option. Go right into user defaults, and we'll go into menu security. We'll select our AR and our AR inquiry. And we'll scroll to the bottom and you'll see that the fax email inquiry is available, just not authorized. So let's go ahead and authorize it, save it, all set to go. Now my user just needs to log out, log back in, and our fax inquiry will be available on the AR inquiry menu. So you can do that for your users without having to give them access to the cross apps folder that may not make sense to some users or otherwise. Now, where do we go to get more? vsp.vai.net. If you don't already use this, this is where a wealth of knowledge on S2K products are located. So we'll just simply go to vsp.vai.net. You're going to log in with your help desk credentials. They are one per company. So if you don't know what they are, reach out to your IT team or even give us a call. Our help desk will help get you logged in. But once you get logged in here, you're going to see you have access to your educational classes. Those are all our pre-recorded or our post-recorded classes from our conferences. You have your documentation, training videos, and you can even take a test if you want. Now, when I click documentation, it brought me right into my current release by default, but if you just hover over documentation at the top, you can find all releases of S2K. Select the one that you are, taking a look at. So for example, you're on maybe 5.5, you want to see what has been added into 6.2. If you go to the 6.2 options, you'll see all of the documentation here, the training guides that are available in the later releases, right? In addition to everything else, you have the enhancements list. So if we click the release 6.2 only, that'll list out everything that is only added to 6.2. But if I want to see everything that happened between 5.5 and 6.2, I'm going to click the tracking history of S2K Enterprise. This is a long running document of the feature function that have been added in all of the upgrade releases. So I can just go to the menu here and I'll find by release, by module, where all of the new feature functions are. All right, so again, maybe I start, if I'm at an earlier release, I might start with the very next release and print everything out, or just look by module and identify any feature function that I think will have benefit for my business. And we can either retrofit those for you, or if you have enough of them, it might be worth the effort to get an upgrade and get you up and running on the latest technology to take advantage of all of those. So definitely reach out to us. We're happy to even demo all of those features for you and help you make that decision. In the meantime, be sure to visit vsp.vai.net and get all of that good information that you have available to you. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you soon.